Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the Superfoods 101 series brought to you by HolistikHealth.com. Today we're talking about cacao, so this is Cacao 101. Let's get started. So what is cacao? Well, more specifically, when people talk about cacao, it's typically a version called theobroma cacao. And in Greek, theobroma means the food of the gods. So why did the ancient civilizations refer to cacao as the food of the gods? Well, it's all going to make sense here in just a second. So what cacao really is it's an evergreen tree native to the tropical regions of the Americas. Okay, the tree produces cacao pods, and inside those pods are the seeds, or what people refer to as the beans. And you can see a tree there on the right hand side with the actual pods on them. So now these beans themselves are the world's most powerful source of antioxidants. They're the world's most powerful natural source of magnesium. They're extremely high in sulfur, high in healthy fats. About 40% of the cacao bean itself is fat. It's extremely high in minerals and vitamins as well. So as you can see, it's an extremely powerful natural food source for a lot of things that the body needs. Some of the benefits that come along with all those nutritional qualities are extremely powerful anti-aging due to the amount of antioxidants. It's extremely good for your hair and your skin and your nails due to the sulfur content. It's good for healthy cholesterol, okay, due to all the healthy fats in it. Increased mood, increased energy levels, and even in some cases increased libido. Okay, cacao has been known to be an aphrodisiac. Increased mood, it has things in it such as tryptophan and other mood enhancers. Okay, increased energy levels as well. Now, you know, a lot of times women will say that they crave chocolate when they're menstruating. Well, actually what that is that's a magnesium deficiency that's causing them to crave chocolate, okay? But chocolate also has the mood enhancer, so people can also become accustomed to that enhanced mood, and that's why they might crave chocolate as well. But cacao also nutritionally supports a lot of the body's natural systems. Now there's a couple different forms of cacao that you're going to be able to find it in, and we'll talk about them right now. The number one form, obviously, that you're going to see is the cacao bean. So you can get cacao beans, and you can get raw cacao beans, and we're going to talk about the differences in just a second. You can also get it in nibs, which is that top photo right there, and the nibs are actually kind of like a crushed up, mashed up type of cacao bean. It's not a powder, but it's not the whole bean either. So it's a nib. It's a little bit easier to consume because you don't have to crack through the hard outside shell. A lot of times people put nibs in trail mix and sometimes in baking. Then of course there's the cacao powder, which is just the ground beans or nibs that you get that really, really fine powder. And then you have cacao butter, which is the fat that's extracted from the bean. I said earlier that the bean is about 40% fat. The cacao butter is the actual fat extracted from the cacao bean. So things to consider. As with pretty much all the superfoods out there, we want to make sure it is at least first grown organically. Okay, just by having it grown organically, you're going to have higher vitamins and mineral content, and you're not going to have all the pesticides and herbicides and all the negative things on the actual plant and beans themselves. Okay, you're also going to want to make sure that it's processed correctly. Okay, because just having a difference in the way that a process can mean a huge amount to you on the back end when it comes to nutritional vibrancy. So it has been proven that raw cacao has 2 to 3 times the antioxidants as a processed or a roasted cacao or a cacao powder. Okay, so just eating raw cacao powder or nibs or beans is going to give you that much higher it's going to give you that much higher antioxidant content. It's going to give you that much higher plant sterols, all right, and phytonutrients, okay, because it's not been exposed to heat. It's not been exposed to other agents, things of that nature. Having it raw is arguably the best way to consume cacao because it has the highest vitamins, minerals, antioxidant content. Okay, how's it delivered? Okay, if you have cacao, make sure it's not laden down with sugars and binding agents and maltodextrin and all kinds of other processed sugars and things of that nature, right? You want pure raw cacao, okay? There's a big difference between cacao and chocolate as we know it, okay? Chocolate, as we know it, is pretty much a watered down version of good cacao. It has all kinds of different sugars in it. It has all kinds of different chemicals in it and binding agents and things to make it darker or lighter or make it taste like milk or not like milk, whatever it may be. That's not real cacao, okay? The real cacao is cacao in these forms that we're talking about. Dark chocolate has a lot more real cacao in it. Okay, that's why it's not as sweet as a milk chocolate. It has a lot more real cacao in it. So if you are going to buy a processed form of chocolate, a dark chocolate will typically be a little bit better for you. Then, as always, what we like to say is cost should really be the last factor you consider. First, consider where it comes from, how is it grown, how is it processed, how is it delivered, and then finally factor cost into the equation. Make sure you get your nutritional vibrancy first, and then think about the cost. Alright guys, we hope you learned a lot here today on Cacao 101. As always, for more tips, recipes, and access to the world's best nutritional information and supplements, head on over to holistichealth.com and get healthy. I will see you in the next installment.